How the fuck are you vomit-inducing necrophiliacs? Galactic criminal here. And today we have ourselves some death metal / deathcore from none other than Montreal, Quebec, Canada! I'm pretty excited for this, so let's get right the fuck into it. Depths of hatred and infidels, Dissent with a 1, 2. Canada, you done it good. I'll tell you, man, it's not with a Canadian fucking bias. That was pretty fucking decent, man. Plenty of elements in there of a lot of death metal and metalcore and deathcore bands that I've come to absolutely enjoy. I will say, though, as a critique, I guess for my personal taste, is that I feel that the deeper guttural style vocal would have lended better to this track as being the dominant vocal, and having that higher register scream be more of like the accent style. Now, that might be due to the fact that for me, there were some elements in this track that reminded me of groups like Thy Art Is Murder, especially in the drumming. Now, this band was doing a lot more of like the blast beat style, deathcore style drum beat, but they also did switch it up to the more like hardcore or like thrash style of drum beat like Thy Art Is Murder does. It has a difference in the feel, the emotion, the adrenaline for the speed. From the blast beat to the thrash style beat. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, too bad. Also, gotta tell ya, I hope one day my fucking beard gets as long as the hair on these guys, so I can start doing the windmill with my beard. So yeah, I enjoyed the vocals for what they were, but for myself, I might have done it a little bit differently. Now for the fucking music, absolutely fucking solid, man. Just the starting of this fucking track, man, opening up sounding like a symphonic death metal band, some cool melodic riffing over some blast beat. Fucking, oh dude, that was so goddamn rad. Absolutely had me sold. I've said in a few other videos and other videos in the past, is that I can pretty much tell within about 10 to 20 seconds if I'm gonna end up enjoying a track, and this one absolutely gripped me in that amount of time. In the first like 10 to 15 seconds, absolutely fucking had me. Then the vocals kick in, and I feel for me that like the vocals coupled with the sort of overarching melody of this, coupled again with the blast beat, feels more like a blackened death metal band, more so than like a deathcore band. Here I am fucking juggling fucking genres. I'm still trying to figure that whole fucking thing out. Regardless, cool as fuck, very melodic, and after they sort of hit like the vocal, like the verses and shit like that, there ends up being this really cool fucking breakdown moment. The vocals break and this sick ass fucking riffage happens over top of that shit, man. I've said that in some other deathcore tracks that I've listened to, that it would be nice to have a moment like that, however brief that it might be, to have a moment where you're kind of just almost like pulled straight out of the track, not completely out, but you know, like the intensity, and then all of a sudden, whoa, cool riff, and then it allows that to have a little more impact, especially with a track that runs a little bit longer. Now this one isn't incredibly long, obviously. There's a bunch of other bands that do 6-7 minute songs, but for the length of this one was, and having it broken up with as many changes as they did, and different drum styles and fills and stuff like that, that is absolutely appreciated on this track. Following that shit though, that break, it was such a nice build up back in, but the vocalist started doing this almost like spoken word type deal. I was like, okay, that's different, that's pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of something that would have come from like Crystal Lake. But yeah, leading out of that, it's just like, oh, fucking the adrenaline leading out of that moment back into the scream was absolutely fucking fantastic. Then they step into the moment where I was kind of a little bit more sold on this band using the heavier style vocal. Man, they dropped into that, like I said, the Art Is Murder style fucking drum beat, sounding almost like hardcore thrash, dude, and the vocals fucking drop. So it's like, it's still got a sense of speed to it, and it's got the instrumentation of like death metal and deathcore, but it's got that just like guttural vocal on it. It's like taka 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 taka. Dude, that was just another one of those like chest tightening moments where it just feels so fucking cool. That's the moment where I felt that small section where I felt like if this track had have like swapped the style of vocal that was the dominant vocal, this would have been that much better of a track. And then we get another moment that's one of my favorite kind of fucking moments, and it's happened in, again, a few of the more recent bands that I checked out, was when there's like a lengthy or even like a brief style break, and then it just boom fucking hits you out of nowhere. They did that around the like between the minute and a half mark, I think is what I marked it on here, about like minute 20 or something like that to the end. It's just like this quick break, like when they hit that moment, you might see it in the reaction, as where I was just like, fucking right. Now I feel like the guitars and everything fucking solid, absolutely solid, no gripes there. But I think the highlight of this band, and like some others that I've checked out before, was the drumming. Absolutely solid fucking drumming, and not so much even more represented as in like the last minute of this track. Go ahead and listen to that last minute again, dude. Just so fucking incredible. The rhythm of that shit, the fills and stuff, dude, the rolls, and not a musician, so I'm talking kind of out of my ass, but it's very, very cool. Very, very cool. Overall, I think it was a solid fucking track, regardless of if they're death metal or deathcore or whatever you might think. Their Facebook page says they're death metal, so I'm gonna go with that shit. Fucking solid instrumentation on these guys. The drumming was absolutely fantastic. Always appreciate that. The speed, the rhythm, so fucking good. The songwriting, absolutely fantastic with this group. I fucking like it. So hey, what did you think of these guys? You think Canada's doing it right? Like me? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, there will be a link in the description for this video, so you can go ahead and watch it for yourself. Full screen audio and get the full experience. And as always, have yourself a fantastic evening.